Hello everybody, this is Gruesome Fox coming at you with a 350 cost rated match here in the Gelgoog G. We're going to be on military base for this match here, and yeah, got another Gelgoog related video here. Kind of continuing what I've been doing with the previous videos now of just playing these older Gelgoog variants, or not even necessarily older Gelgoogs, but just Gelgoog variants in general. Kind of just been playing them, some that I either just really want to talk about or haven't used in a while, which the Gelgoog G fills out both of those boxes. I have not gotten this suit out in a long time, which really sucks because this is a favorite of mine when it comes to using at 350, and there's also something about this suit that I feel like just needs to be addressed, but I'll bring it up later into the video since it ends up being a bit of a rabbit hole, so yeah, we'll start off with the suit itself here, and the Gelgoog G is a 350 cost raid. This used to be a token pack suit way back when, but since then it's become a more widely available suit to acquire. And for your weapons, you do have the Gelgoog G beam rifle as your stock primary. This operates like most of the standard instant stun low cost beam weapons, pretty similar to the Gym 2 rifle where you fire it and you'll get an instant stun on most suits. You just want to make sure you kind of give it some time to cool off after you fire, just so you don't overheat your rifle. But, other than that, pretty standard, reliable, instant stunning weapon. Also has a pretty cool design as well for a Gelgoog style beam rifle. But if you don't want to use this weapon, you do have two options of machine gun that you can also equip. The first one being the MMP-78 Machine Gun GN. This is the Zaku 2 style machine gun that does have the underbarrel grenade launcher, so equipping this one will give you a grenade sub-weapon. And you also have the option of using the Zaku machine gun medium model, which is the machine gun that comes from the high mobility Zaku ground type. Now, weirdly enough, on the GBO2 wiki, the page for the Gelgoog G does not include the medium model machine gun as one of its optional weapons, but if you do go to the page for the medium machine gun, it does list the Gelgoog G up there, so just something interesting I thought I would add. Maybe after this video we'll see the machine gun, the medium model, get properly added to the Gelgoog G's wiki page, but those are your optional primary weapons. For this video here, I am going to be using the Gelgoog G beam rifle since it is my preferred weapon for a reason I'll get into here with your sub-weapons, but we'll start off, or not really start off, but we'll next go to the main melee weapon, that being the heat sword. And this is the same heat sword used by the base Goof. And yeah, it's a pretty reliable melee weapon here on the Gelgoog G. You do have a pretty nice melee pattern with it, and you can also get some decent damage. Something to keep in mind though is that the Gelgoog G only has melee combo control at level 1, so you will only be able to do 2 melee swings instead of the typical 3 that most raids have. But you do have melee priority 3, and again, the heat sword itself is a pretty good melee weapon. I'm also just a sucker for any suit that uses Goof style equipment, so seeing a heat sword on a Gelgoog is just really cool. But yeah, again, pretty reliable melee there. And that's going to move us to our one sub-weapon, and that's going to be the Sturmfaust. And the Sturmfaust is, pretty typical Sturmfaust. It has a long ready-up time, you can fire it, get an instant stun, and it's pretty good for pairing with the Gelgoog G beam rifle, since you can go with the Sturmfaust into the beam rifle to get a stun lock. And if you're able to get close enough, you can also follow that up with a melee attack with the heat sword. So it does have some uses there, it does make for a nice little combo. Unfortunately, the Sturmfaust is 1 round, so you do have to wait for it to reload after every use. But, again, pretty standard Sturmfaust things there. And then you do have a shield on the left arm there, and while the shield is not as big as the typical Gelgoog shield, it still is pretty wide and offers a decent range of protection. And on top of that, you have shield break stance mastery as well, so even if that shield does get destroyed, you will not get staggered because of it. So yeah, pretty good there, and that's going to take us to the few skills I would like to highlight with this suit. As I mentioned, you do have melee combo control level 1 and shield break stance mastery. You also have anti-jamming with this suit as well, And then you have Maneuver Armor level 2, and yeah, you also have a dodge roll. So, yeah, you got a pretty good list of skills here. It's, you know, a lot of typical raid skills here. Though one skill you are lacking with this suit is going to be any type of leg buffers. For most Gelgoogs, that's a pretty typical thing to have, so I figured it's something worth mentioning here that, similar to the Gelgoog High Mobility type VG, you do not have any type of leg buffers with this suit, which I assume is just because the legs on this suit are very skinny for a Gelgoog, so yeah, that's probably the reason there, but really does mean you want to watch out for your legs. My legs are actually broken right now, so soon I'll try to do some repairs on that, but definitely something to watch out for there. And yeah, I think overall the Gelgoog G is a pretty fun raid overall, though it's also not one that I wouldn't mind seeing getting a buff in the future. I think it could use a little bit of something to kind of keep up with the current state of the game. Maybe having the leg buffers would be a nice little touch. Also, I would like to see the suit get some like grenades that it can throw in between its beam rifle and the Sturmfaust. Maybe just like the cracker grenades or the same grenades that the base Gelgoog uses. Not the electric ones, but just like the base damaging ones. I think that'd be a pretty nice addition for the Gelgoog G, just to give it another weapon. And you know, really, that's most of what I have to say for the Gelgoog G here when it comes to the weapons and skills, which brings me to the main topic I wanted to bring up. Where is the level 2 of this suit? And it's a very weird question to ask, because the level 2 Gelgoog G does exist. It is technically in the game, but the issue is that it was locked behind a shared token pack with the level 2 version of the Zaku Half Cannon, and after that token pack, they have not done anything with the level 2 versions of any of those suits. The level 1 version for both the Gelgoog G and the Half Cannon, the Zaku Half Cannon, both of those suits are available, but for some reason their level 2s are just stuck in this token pack limbo, where they're not even available anymore because that token pack just doesn't exist. So, I don't know, it's very weird. I don't know if there's ever been any reason given as to why the level 2s for those suits have never came out. This is what I mean when I say it's a rabbit hole, because it's like, not only is the Gelgoog G being left out, it's the Zaku Half Cannon as well for their level 2 variants, and I think having the level 2 of this suit would be, you know, pretty cool to have it more widely available. Not only because it would give more opportunities to actually use the suit, but it would also mean that the devs could get more data on it, so maybe that would give them more, like, opportunities to know what needs to be, like, changed with the suit. And before I, you know, just finish up here, we'll look at the match here with the 350 Gelgoog G, see how we did here. Mission completed, good works in the chat, and, yeah, did get top individual and top in damage. And we'll see what our stats here. First place with 7 kills and 1 loss, did get second in pursuit, so, yeah, really good match there in the Gelgoog G, and just kind of wrapping things up here with the level 2 version of the suit that is, again, just really seems lost to limbo. I don't know if they just forgot that the level 2 existed and that's why we just haven't gotten it. It also sucks too, because I have the level 2 Gelgoog G beam rifle. When the suit came out in the token pack, they did release the beam rifle in the RT store, and I got it, and it's just sitting there collecting dust, so another reason I feel like we need the level 2 of this, but yeah, maybe one of these days, maybe we'll get it in the DP store, the RC store, limited missions, one of them, you know, 7th anniversary is coming up, maybe they'll put it in some random limited mission there. Maybe they'll make like a level 3 or 4. I don't know. One can dream. But yeah, it's just very curious because I feel like you really don't see the Gelgoog G or the Zaku Half Cannon anymore. So I feel like that's not really helping the case for these suits when it comes to the level 2. But yeah, that's all I'm going to leave it for this video here before I ramble on too much. Like I said, it's a bit of a rabbit hole just kind of thinking about it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video here. You know, again, I really like the Gelgoog G, think it's a really cool suit, so I'd be very interested to hear what everyone has to say about it. Comment down below what you think about the Gelgoog G. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.